Hey y'all, what's up? Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to the channel, honey. Welcome back to another conversation about this young lady by the name of Carlee Russell. Carlee Russell, who went missing on last Thursday. Okay. She has since been found. She was missing for about 48 hours. A lot of people may know the story, but I'll give a quick recap. She found or saw a toddler allegedly on the side of the road to where she pulled over to assist the toddler, and she called 911 to inform them what happened. And then she got on the phone with the sister-in-law. Sister-in-law overheard her talking to said toddler, but did not hear a response back from toddler. Only for Carlee to scream is what she heard, and then she heard absolutely nothing since then. Okay, I do not know of any record of this young lady having any mental health issues or any mental crisis or anything in her past or whatnot. So not sure if this is a common thing or uncommon thing, but what we do know is that she did indeed go missing. A lot of people are not necessarily believing her story based on how she returned. Okay. um People are not believing it because they're like, what, she just walked up to the house and just knocked on the door. I kind of believe that she could have been dropped off somewhere and likely walked to her home or ran to her home and knocked on the door. I don't believe that somebody just pulled up and dropped her off in front of the door. And I'll be honest, that there were things that did not make sense as far as the video for me. Not so much as her returning home, because people do escape, and sometimes people that have kidnapped individuals or abducted them, they'll release them at some point, right? That's a possibility. That's not an uncommon thing to happen. But when I looked at the video footage, that's where it was a bit confusing for me, because I saw her get out of the car, but I didn't see anything else. I couldn't see whether she ran, whether she walked off, whether somebody grabbed her up. I wasn't able to really see what all was happening in that video. Since then, a lot of audio and things have leaked out. There was a story that she was over at the Red Roof Inn. One of the dispatch individuals did get a call and said that the family said she was at the Red Roof Inn. The family, I guess, was headed over there. Maybe she was gone by the time they got over there. Not necessarily sure, but that call indeed happened. I did hear it on Sunday, and it appears that TMZ is verifying it, and they have now put it out on their website, which is interesting because, like I told y'all in a different video on one of my lives, there was a family member debunking that, saying that wasn't true. But I didn't necessarily believe that family member for myself, because the family member seemed like you weren't a mother, you weren't a dad, an aunt, you weren't a brother, sibling, you weren't directly like she seemed like she could have been a distant cousin. And like I said, one minute she was like, find my cousin, or searching for my family member, and then the next minute she was talking about putting her cootie twine on somebody's face. So I just couldn't take her serious, in all honesty. So when she said that it wasn't true, it's like, how do you know? Maybe you haven't even got that information from the family, in all honesty. But anywho, a lot of people have made tons of speculations where people have led to call this young lady a liar. And then you've had some people like myself that's reserving our opinions on that, like not necessarily calling her a liar. I feel like we'll get to the facts, because as time goes on, that's what happened. More and more details come out. Okay. But I'm primarily doing this video because a lot of you guys got in the comments of my last video that I did this morning. A lot of you guys were like, Jamie, what are your thoughts about this? We're hearing that the money is now being refunded back to the donors, the reward money. And we're also learning that the officers did not find, or they're not searching for a child, and they're not searching for a suspect. So this is really interesting to me. And somebody, shout out to Gossip Girl, somebody said that it was on their channel, so I went, listened to the quick video, but then I also tried to do my own research to make sure that I too can find the articles for myself. So I did find the original article that was stating that this information, or this money, was going to be given back, and then I found the verifiable article, which is al.gov, which is Alabama. Technically the AL stands for alabama.com. It is a reputable site, and where they kind of listed some details as well. And I want to get into those two articles if you guys do not mind. So I want to go ahead and pull those up on the screen so that we could just read those together, and you guys just continue to leave your thoughts and comments about everything, down below in the comment area. Okay. So first off, all right, so it's saying, update: Crime Stoppers reverses decision to refund 18K raised in Carlee Russell search. Now, originally, the headline that I did see over on Gossip Girl, it did say that the 63,000 was being refunded to donors. Now it's interesting because this one is saying they reversed the decision to refund 18,000 raised. So which one is it? So are you giving back some of the money and then you're keeping some of it? What's that about? Okay, so let's just get into this article. Let's see, actually, because I feel like this is a better one. And I feel like they could have taken some of the things from here. So let me see if that's showing on the screen. I actually want to get into this one. This one is the Messenger. Okay. Let's get into this is the messenger.com. So saying here's what happened to $63,000 in reward money for missing Carlee Russell. Okay. Hoover PD had apparently informed Crime Stoppers that they are not pursuing payouts in this case, but they seem to change by Monday afternoon. Okay. So when they say they're not pursuing payouts, for me, guys, how I'm looking at this is, of course, they're not going to pay anybody out because nobody found her. She came home on her own. All right. So that's the first thing that came to my mind. But let's get into more details. All right. The thing that intrigues me the most, more than the reward money, for me, is about the not searching for a suspect or a child. Okay, so let's just keep going. They're saying after saying the more than $60,000 raised to help find missing Alabama woman Carlee Russell will be returned to donors, Crime Stoppers reversed course and said it would hold on to the cash for the time being. Okay, this is according to a report. Right, they're saying Bob Coppice, executive director of Crime Stoppers of Metro Alabama, who told al.gov on Monday morning that the $63,378 donated to be used as a reward for information that led to Russell's safe return is already in the process of being returned. That is interesting. Y'all already returning the money? Give it a second. Wait. Well, not necessarily, because again, like I said earlier, I guess you should go ahead and give those people their money back because she wasn't found. She made it home on her own, or whoever assisted her. I guess they didn't want to be known. Whatever the case is, there was nobody to say, hey, I found your daughter. She's over here. Okay. It was none of that. All right. But he jumped the gun with the statement of going ahead and they started the process of refunding $63,378. So then did y'all still have 18,000 and you wanted to put a halt on that? But then it's still questions, because it's like, why put a halt on that money if you know that nobody found her and it's nobody to give the reward money to? What is the point of pausing it? Maybe the story started to get too viral or something and y'all wanted to reverse it. I'm not sure, but I would love to know the particulars. All right. All right. They said, but on Monday afternoon, the group said the opposite. All right. This is what they're saying. This investigation is still ongoing, and accordingly, there is no basis to refund any contributions at this time. Furthermore, the Hoover Police Department has not requested for any donor contributions to be released or refunded. Its statement said. Okay, so maybe that's why they put a pause on it. The Hoover Police is saying that they have not requested for anybody to get their money back. So Crime Stoppers don't need to be sending at them because we haven't told y'all need to be giving anything up. Now that does make a little bit of sense. If the police department is saying, hold up, don't send nothing yet because our investigation is ongoing. We really don't even know if we should be giving the money to somebody or not. Because what if we get the rest of the details and we find out that somebody saw her, helped her, dropped her off near her home and just left and didn't really want the money? Maybe they may find some more details out to where they could give that money up. That's what I'm thinking, y'all. But y'all, I know y'all gonna leave y'all comments. Y'all gonna tell me how y'all feel anyway, because that's just how y'all is. All right. Now, Russell, who's 25, vanished on Thursday after calling 911 and saying she had pulled over because she saw a toddler on the side of the highway in Hoover, Alabama. Police found her car and some of her belongings, but did not know where the nursing student went. After a search commenced, she showed up back home on foot 2 days later. Okay. They said she showed up back home on foot 2 days later. Let's keep going. All right. Hoover PD has informed us that they are not requesting any payouts on this case. So wait a minute. And this is what Copus is saying. Copus had said earlier Monday before reversing course. So now my thing is, Hoover Police, if you are saying that you're not requesting any payouts on this case, then why did you now change it and say Hoover Police has not requested for any donor contributions to be released or refunded? So y'all are not trying to refund the money, but you're not trying to pay out the money. So I guess they're just saying they're in limbo because this is still an ongoing investigation. Okay. Now they're saying that Birmingham Board of Realtors, which put up $25,000 to help find Russell, and an anonymous donor who gave $20,000 have already had their money returned. Wow. So then I just say this because this is my first time reading, this article with you guys. All right. I just said, like, what happened to the money? If it was 63,000 and y'all are saying it's only 18,000 that's still sitting there, they gave a good bulk of that back to the people that it needed to go back to. And it doesn't mean, y'all, this is just my opinion. I'm gonna let y'all think and choose and do what you decide. But it doesn't mean that nothing happened. It's, happened to her. It just means how I'm processing it, okay? It just means that nobody found her. They said she came home on her own, and it appears that she walked into her home. So that's just where we are with things at this time. All right. So let's get back into the article and see more of what they have to say. Okay. This is strictly for the benefit of getting law enforcement the best information as quickly as possible. And also, it allows the public to get involved because they want to get involved. This is what COPA said. All right. Crime Stoppers itself put up about $5,000 and claimed to be in the process of informing about 60 donors who gave a combined $13,378 that they can be refunded. Whew. Now, for large donations, we have an agreement that said you're giving us this money for this specific case to be used in law enforcement officials, okay? To be used in this case, if law enforcement officials deem they're going to use that money for a payout. If it's not used or the case is never solved, you can have your money back. All right. They said a GoFundMe page to help. Okay. A GoFundMe page to help raise money for the missing Alabama woman was taken down on Monday. Interesting. I didn't even know that she had a GoFundMe. Help her get her life back together. What is this? Help her get her life back together? So was this posted afterwards? Interesting. I'm trying to zoom in so we can see more of what they're saying. Okay. The case began Thursday night. All right. They're saying received a call 10:45 p.m. on Saturday that said Miss Russell had returned home. So this is post. So this was created. And their goal was $10,000 was to help her get her life back together by Frederick Boykin. And this was after she was found. Yeah, I mean it's a lot of people that's not believing that. I believe she would have hit that 10,000 goal, but if a lot of people are not believing her story, it was going to be interesting to see how the donations would have went. But I'm questioning this Frederick Boykin person because if it's not a Russell and it wasn't her mom that created this, who are you? People do these scams on GoFundMe all the time when cases like this happen. So I wouldn't even know whether to believe him truly or not. Okay. But let's just go ahead and let's continue to read on and see what else they have to say. All right. They said for large donations, we have an agreement that said you're giving us this money for this specific case to be used if law enforcement officials deem they're going to use that money for a payout. If it's not used or the case is never solved, you can have your money back. Okay. They said Russell's mother, Talithia Robinson, Russell posted on Facebook that the family is feeling blessed because their baby is back safe. Okay. And asked for the public to grant her family some privacy at this particular time. Okay. Now, Alabama were the ones to originally put out a lot of these statements here. And they're saying Crime Stoppers now says $63,000 in Carlee Russell's search not being refunded. So that's not making sense. So the article was first published at 10:30 this morning. They updated it by 4 p.m. this afternoon. So it's $63,000 that was raised. And now you're saying that it's not being refunded. But we just read the article where you guys had already started refunding at least 45,000 of those dollars. So which one is it? Crime Stoppers of Central Alabama on Monday reversed course hours after announcing that more than $60,000 raised in reward money for information that led to the safe return of Carlee Russell would be returned to donors. On Monday morning, the organization said they would refund all of that donated money in the 48 plus hours the 25-year-old nursing student was missing. However, on Monday afternoon, they announced that was no longer the case. They're just making this case more fishier and bringing about more questions for some people. All right. Of course, they said the case is still ongoing, and accordingly, there is no basis to refund any contributions at this time. Furthermore, the Hoover Police Department did not request for any donor contributions to be released or refunded, as we've already read. Okay. And again, that is a bit understandable because it's still an ongoing investigation. So they really don't know. It makes me believe they haven't necessarily talked to Carlee just yet to really find out any particular details, to really know whether anybody assisted, helped, or anything with her safe return. Okay. They're also saying Russell vanished Thursday after her red Mercedes was seen stopping on Interstate 459 in Hoover, as she claimed she saw a male toddler in a diaper on the side of the road. Bob Coppice, executive director of Crime Stoppers of Metro Alabama, said Monday morning that some of those donations had already been returned and the rest were in the process of being refunded, if that was what the donor requested. Okay, so the donor, the person that gave the money, is the ones that get to ask for that money back, right? They get to ask for that money back if y'all not doing anything with it. But as long as it's tied up in an investigation, it seems like they can't get it back. But I'm just a little confused as to why you guys would sit up there and say that the money had already been refunded. Y'all gave away 45,000 of those dollars already. So now you're trying to say that y'all haven't refunded that. Y'all already started. The process has already started. I don't think you're gonna be able to stop a check or a transaction from. I don't think you're gonna be able to stop that. This is just this is just a mess. This is just a mess, okay? It was during the second conversation. Okay, so they're just pretty much going into the details of the case from what we already know. Okay, they said at 10:44 p.m. Saturday night, police said Hoover 911 received a call from Russell's family that she had returned home on foot. She was taken by ambulance to UAB Hospital for evaluation. It was released about 6 a.m. on Sunday morning. Okay, Russell's disappearance made headlines across the country and beyond. In the Birmingham area, police launched an intensive investigation, and teams of volunteer searchers spent 2 days looking for her. Reward money poured in as well. Crime Stoppers always offers up to $5,000 for information in cases, but often that reward money is augmented by outside donors, as was the case in Russell's disappearance. All right. Wow. Interesting. Somebody said it started with the Cupcake Bikini case when people were literally pulling out front and running in with a shoebox with their change in it. I remember this case. That was so horrible. Ooh, girl, that was so horrible. Wow. I don't want to go into more detail about that. But it seems like Crime Stoppers then formalized the augmented fund for other high profile cases. There are about 12 active augmented funds right now where people have pretty much, poured in money in addition to what Crime Stoppers was willing to put in. So we do know that there was an anonymous donor of $20,000. The Birmingham Board of Realtors put in $25,000. They're saying that money has already been given back. So there is a remaining $13,000. All right. I believe 5,000 of those dollars belong to Crime Stoppers, and then the remaining of that money belongs to 60 donors. Much of it was through a PayPal link established by Crime Stoppers to accept donations in this Russell case. So we shall see. They're saying Crime Stoppers today is emailing each of those donors to let them know they can be refunded if that is what they want to happen. So if Hoover Police is not the ones requesting that money is refunded or given to somebody, the money is still going back at the end of the day. I'm not understanding the holdup on the money if, again, she made her way home and nobody found her. I understand it's in an open investigation, but I guess get them people their money back. Like, or do y'all think y'all gonna find, unless she said something different, nobody really helped with the case for real. So They said we would never use a crime as a fundraiser. This is strictly for the benefit of getting law enforcement the best information as quickly as possible. And also it allows the public to get involved because they want to get involved. Okay. This is interesting. It really helped the family because it showed the family that people were not forgetting about them. There was $400 in administrative fees, and Crime Stoppers is absorbing that cost with no impact on the donors receiving back exactly what they donated. We're doing it as quickly as we can. Crime Stoppers will pay out on any tip that law enforcement says move them significantly further along in their investigation. So it seems like everybody else is getting their money back, but if somebody helped in any capacity during this investigation, they might get the 5,000 that the Crime Stoppers have, but you won't be getting the 60-some thousand that you thought you would get. It doesn't have to clear the case necessarily. All we require is law enforcement saying this tip made a difference. So if they tell them a tip made a difference, then y'all, whoever helped will get a coin. So who called about the Red Roof Inn? I don't really know if that was a good tip because she wasn't found there. They said she walked home, or was she found there? And then now the story is just that she walked in. I don't know what to think, but she's home. She's safe at the end of the day. And that is all that we honestly, for real care about. Is she home? Is she safe? That's really the big thing there. But I wanted to bring this story to y'all. I don't really have a lot of thoughts. I was looking for the portion where they were saying that they're not looking for like a suspect or anything, and let me see if I can find that. So according to Sandra Rose, all right, she's saying on her website that Hoover Police Department has not issued any updates on the case. Russell was hospitalized for evaluation after returning home on Saturday around 10:45 p.m. She was discharged on Sunday. Okay. This is where they go on to say police took initial statement from Russell in the hospital. Police previously said they are not searching for a suspect or an endangered child. All right. Police did not mention a kidnapper or a child in an official statement to the news media on Sunday. Carlee's call remains the only timely report of a child on the interstate, according to the police. Okay. So, with that being said, nobody else called and reported a child. Only Carlee reported that she saw a child. But I'm still having a hard time because I did not know the police said that. I didn't know the police said previously they are not searching for a suspect or endangered child. Like, I don't recall seeing that on their page. Was this and see that, like, I understand this is on Sandra Rose's website, but I would like to see an actual article or statement, a press conference or a statement by Hoover Police actually stating that. And I have not read that in anything. I'm trying to just check and see on their last statement, because I'm not seeing anything. They just said the details of the statement are ongoing. Okay. She was immediately transported. This is from Hoover Police Department. Okay. They're saying she was immediately transferred to the hospital by Hoover Fire Department to UAB Hospital to be evaluated and was treated and released. Detectives responded to the residents and to UAB to take an initial statement from Carlee. So they did take an initial statement. The details of the statement are a part of the ongoing investigation, which is expected to continue over the next few days. During the initial portion of the investigation, detectives were able to retrace nearly all of Carlee's steps until the point she went missing and are confident that will continue to be the case. But nowhere in this documentation are they saying anything about them not searching for a suspect nor a child. I'm not seeing that here, but y'all are welcome to send me anything that you guys may have come across where that's what they said in a press conference or that's what they said in a statement. Okay. But I just wanted to come and do a quick video for those people that have mentioned it to me and for those people that may not have known about what's happening with the reward money and whether it's going to be refunded, whether it's not. It seems like it already has. They're in the process of still contacting some people, and there might be a little piece of a reward left should there be any tip that actually helped with finding her. And I highly doubt that there is going to be one. I don't know. As I'm thinking about it, I don't think there's going to be a tip. But we shall see. But you guys continue to share your thoughts and comments about this situation down below. Okay, that's all that I got. I'm Jamie. That's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JamiThatsMe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.